So I'm all suited up to get the 2022 Dirt Cup underway. Just had the pit meeting for tonight's preliminary feature. 43 410s. I'm gonna be the 27th car to roll out for single car qualifying. We're about to strap in right now. We're gonna do mud pack, hot laps, and qualifying all from the infield. Then we'll come back out here for the heat race. It's important to lay down the best time possible. Our goal for the 18T tonight, lay down the best time we can, pass as many cars in the heat race, try to set us up for a good starting spot in the feature, and you accumulate points from the beginning part of your night to set you up for that main. So it's really, really important to be on it every single time we're on the track. Well, a pretty solid start to our weekend here at the Skagit Speedway. Went out probably a little bit past mid-pack there. Racetrack changed too. You know, the sun has been out today compared to Monday where it was overcast, and I feel like it was just baking the racetrack. And a lot of guys early were running the top all the way around. As it got later, we decided to take a little bit of a gamble from what we've seen here in the past on local shows, what we saw on Monday with some of the later qualifiers, and we decided to run the bottom in 1 and 2 both laps. And being 100% honest, I didn't even really hit it that well. I was so worried about missing it and getting in the slick that I actually probably drove into the berm both times. So really it wasn't great, but the bottom was so good and nobody was running it. There was still grip down there that I popped up to 7th quick, and then also running the high side in 3 and 4 to keep my momentum up. So I popped up to 7th quick, and then of course once we did that and a couple other cars started running down there, all the later fast guys were running the bottom in 1 and 2 at least for one of their laps and popping up to the top 5 and started really knocking some of us down. So at the end of it, we started 7th quick after we went out, and we ended up 14th, which is all right for our point situation, you know, accumulating from qualifying and our heat race. With a 14th quick qualifying run, we are now going to be rolling off from the 3rd row inside starting spot. That's with their 8-car invert in each heat race. So that's going to be up next. We just made a quick gear change. They've been kind of working on the racetrack a little bit as well. Hopefully there's enough on the bottom and top to where we're able to move around, because starting 5th, we absolutely need to go forward. And of course, every heat race has fast guys because there's so many here in the pit area. So I'm going to strap in, quick turnaround, and let's head out for the heat. What I was fearing, the worst kind of happened there in that heat race. Started on the inside, had a good, had a lot of good cars. But with this huge invert, man, it just kind of, it puts everyone in weird spots, and my road just didn't really go. The car in front of me, Blake Carrick, I think he was able to get through turns 1 and 2, but the car in front of him missed the bottom, the pole sitter, and then kind of half spun in front of me, and we all just got so bottled up, and the outside just got rolling. And I don't even know if I ran 7th or 8th there. Just Skagit's tough to pass to once you get going, and so I knew the start was going to be everything. And even though I was able to clear a guy into 3 and 4, by the time I slid up and lost momentum, guys started spreading out, and from there it was just done. So that was really unfortunate. Like I said, I was worried that was going to happen, even though our car was good. I think if we were out in some clean air and able to run some fine laps, we would have been all right. But just, it's all about those first 2, and the guys that get going can check out and go forward, and the guys that get stuck and put in bad spots don't. So we're going to lose some points on that one. We'll see where everything shakes out, but luckily we had a decent qualifying lap to kind of help us. But really, really disappointing. Just a small part of our weekend, though. It's done. We'll move past it. I'm going to go watch the rest of the heat races and kind of see what the track does. Some good news and some bad news. Good news is we actually locked in straight into the A, even though we dropped back in the heat race. Qualifying was key. The bad news is we missed the 16 car invert they had for the A. We were 18th in points, so we were going to be rolling off from 18th. If we would have been in 16th, we would have been on the pole for the 30-lap feature. That sucks. That definitely leaves a little bit of a bad taste in your mouth, but there's nothing we can do about it now. A main event's going to be up next, 30 laps. So basically the high point guy starts the row ahead of me, which is Tyler Courtney, which actually isn't a horrible thing for starting back there. Maybe if some of these fast guys start shaking it up and moving forward, it's going to cause just a huge ruckus. And if we can follow them or make our own way, then we're gonna try and move forward. So is what it is, part of it. We're 18th in points now, and we're gonna be rolling off 9th row outside for the 30-lap feature. Focus midgets are out on track at the moment, and we're gonna be getting in.
All right, bud. Love you. Be safe. You got this.
sure Bud's going to go to the bottom, so maybe I need to try to go to the top.
Yeah, I think so, especially even down restart. If everybody dives in the box, you just never know where they're going. You just kind of got to go where they don't.
Watch your temperature.
So I'm out back behind my race shop right now, and I'm kind of trying to find like the words to say for the end of this video. Just a very, very terrible crash that ended our first night of the Dirt Cup. Not just for myself. I obviously took a hard hit, but my main concern right away was for Austin Wheatley. Austin had already took a hit into the wall when he was racing with another car. He got like right reared, got into the wall. Then as we were going down the back straightaway, as you could kind of see from my onboard, all of us in the back, like our line of sight was blocked. We didn't hear red on the receiver. We didn't see any red lights, and I'm not saying they should have. It just happened so quick. So we're all racing like normal, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, following Jonathan Allard in the zero, he enters on the top, which further blocked my line of sight into the corner. And all of a sudden, as I got right close and I seen Allard try to duck left, there was just a car parked in my exact lane that I was running. And I didn't even really have time to like brace for impact or even tense up or panic or anything. It's just like happened so quick and unexpectedly. It's almost just like it stunned me. And I just remember, I remember the whole crash, but I remember hitting, and I've never felt pain like that before, where like my whole body just hurt, like all of a sudden, like I just hit. And I feel like it would be like if you were in a bad car accident on the street, because my mom and my older sisters have. So I kind of was like listening to how they've described that. It felt like that. You're so stunned and you just hurt. And I cut the footage for obvious reasons, but I just was hurting. And then also I remember looking down and I'm like, I hope Austin's okay, because he was laying in such a bad spot. I know that at the time I didn't know that he had already taken a hard hit into the wall and then was upside down, but I figured something happened. And then he got hit by Allard, and then he obviously got smoked by me. So it was just such a bad situation, and I was shaken up. I was just shaken up so bad for at least a good hour. Once I climbed out and talked to the safety people and everyone that was kind of on the track, like by the ambulance, I was obviously all right. I just was probably, you know, like I said, I used the word stunned for like a whole hour. You can't even process what happened and just in all that. And then at the same time too, fans started coming up to the trailer, and you know, everyone's talking about the incident, and you know, all I could think about was like, man, I really hope Austin's okay, because we didn't really get an update right there on track, because he had a ton of back pain and he was being transported to the hospital. So that is the incident, what I saw from my point of view. I just had absolutely no idea that there was anything going on in front of us, and we were just racing like normal. And then I hit harder than I ever have in a race car. And the whole deal was just unfortunate. I never really got going there early in the A-main event, didn't run a great race, then had the radiator issue, so I was back a couple more spots, and just it all led up to, you know, being in that position, and then that led to that accident. The car was obviously destroyed, the driver was banged up, and then we just had decisions to make, like if we were gonna try to continue out the weekend, if we were gonna call it there. That car was obviously not gonna be able to make it on track. It full on like folded the down tube in, and it was bent in 5, 6, 7 different spots. But with a lot of thinking and a lot of consideration, we decided to continue it, and you guys will see all that in Dirt Cup night number 2 and 3 videos. But yeah, just a super scary situation for, you know, the dirt racing community, because the hit that we took in just the storm of him being on the track and cars coming at him and everything is just when things can get really bad. So I'm glad that Austin Wheatley's okay. I know they've been posting updates and he's on his road to recovery, so we are sending him the absolute most best wishes, and we're still keeping him in our thoughts and prayers. So hope to see him back on track later this season, and you guys will see kind of how we do throughout the rest of the weekend at the Skagit Speedway. See you guys all there.